You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to talk some Walking Dead Season 5. And, after viewing the trailer the other day, which was a phenomenal trailer, I went back and looked at it a couple of times, and I found something interesting. Now, if you go to the video at 30 seconds, or maybe slightly before that, you get a scene where you see kind of Rick and the crew, and they're all gagged and all that stuff, and you hear Gareth talking about not wanting to hurt them. At about 36 seconds, he gets this smile on his face, and he's looking at Rick, and he's got Bobby Stuckey, all right? And if you look in the lower, and I'm going to pull up the picture. If you look in the lower right-hand corner, or excuse me, lower left-hand corner, Bobby's eyes are closed. He's like this. And then they shoot back to Gareth's face, and if you look at him, he's holding him like around the neck, almost like he's trying to prop him up, and he's got blood on his fingers. Now, considering you saw shortly before that Bobby Stuckey talking about going to Washington and trying basically to plead with Gareth and his crew about getting a cure and making things right again. Then they go to this scene in the trailer where he's essentially talking to Rick, and Bobby Stuckey looks like he's out. Now, I'm not saying he's dead, but it definitely crossed my mind that perhaps between that speech and that plea, and then the scene with Gareth talking to Rick, that he either got knocked out so they could shut him up, or they just killed him. So, pretty interesting stuff. That's the first thing I noticed. Now, I don't know if anybody else brought it up. I haven't seen anybody. I haven't seen anything on the net yet. I kind of looked around for it. Not saying it's not out there. I could have just missed it. But it's something that I noticed, and after I noticed it the other night, I kind of been looking around to see if somebody else picked up on this, and I haven't found anything yet. So I said, all right, well, let me make a video about this and see what other people think. Do you think Bobby's dead? I mean, he looks completely out. I'm guessing that it's a 50-50 shot. He either got killed shortly after that speech, or they just knocked him out to shut him up. It's kind of hard. I mean, I wouldn't think they would have to knock him out to shut him up. They're in a position of control, so they could easily threaten him to shut him up. So I don't think knocking him out is necessary. Everybody else, as far as we see throughout the trailer in that scene, because they cut back and forth, seems to be conscious. So it's very much possible that they could have just killed him there, and Gareth used him as an example for the other group. As you know, throughout the trailer, they're discussing about Gareth actually telling them that, almost forcing them or threatening them to join them, which is kind of weird. And then, of course, later on in the trailer, Gareth is talking about, you don't trust us anymore or whatever. And I know somebody mentioned in my last video in the trailer review that that was something he said last year. But if you go back to the trailer, I looked at it again, he's actually saying it in a scene, and behind him in that scene are a bunch of zombies like through a window. So yeah, so I think that whole concept is interesting, trying to what it seems like intimidate Rick's group into joining them for their cause, whatever that case may be. I'm sure maybe Gareth is well aware that they've been on the road, they're seasoned, they could do well helping them defend Terminus. So it makes sense that Gareth would kind of want to do that. But when you consider Rick's group's size and the fact that, they're just not the kind of group you would force your power upon, I can't see how he would do that without some kind of contingency plan in place to keep them in control or to watch them. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But more or less, I'm gonna guess that Bobby maybe is not dead there, but I have a lot of reasons telling me that he probably did get killed somewhere in that scene, because like I said, there's no reason to knock him out. If you want to shut him up, you can just threaten him or threaten one of his people to get him to shut up. And, you know, obviously these people have killed before, so it's not a big deal to them. So I'm guessing that Gareth is using other people in Rick's group as influence to get Rick to join. Maybe he kills Bobby Stuckey and says, all right, you don't want to join me? Boom, here's one of your men. Who's next? That's my guess. So what do you think? Do you think, based on what you saw in this picture, and if you go back and watch the trailer, do you think Bobby Stuckey gets killed as an example to use against Rick, to convince Rick to join the termites? Do you think they just knock him out and he's just knocked out there and he's not necessarily dead? One way or another, it's either one or the other. Either he's knocked out or he's dead. I'm gonna guess that maybe he was used as an example of influence to get Rick to join the termites, and they killed him. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let the speculation begin. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to subscribe and join the Nation Facebook page.